This week on Now Here with Chris and Kell. Got the keys. Comes with a free cat. After a 24-hour sail, we made it all the way to Puerto Penasco, our final destination for the season.
Anyway, we made it. Kelly?
We're here.
We are here. Puerto Penasco. What are the first three things you want to do?
Shower. Look at this. Look at this mane.
That is quite a mop of hair.
It's ridiculous.
And that's one thing.
And then grab a cool drink of some kind. And then talk about our 2-week plan.
For before haul-out? Actually, the haul-out and first week in the yard before we go back to the States?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get my shower stuff all together because that's a number one for me. Get my balls a scrub.
After making sure we were all tidy and secure, it was time to indulge in those much-needed showers.
I feel like a new man. Look like a wet dog. That shower checked all the boxes. Nice, enough pressure, hot water, privacy. Kelly's still in the shower. I'm gonna go tame this mop and maybe give myself a shave. I haven't decided yet, and then we'll go grab some grub.
Shortly thereafter, we left the marina and headed towards the town of Puerto Penasco.
I see masts. That must be the boatyard.
Indeed it was, and our boy Drifter would be spending a good chunk of quality time here after we haul out. We walked around too hungry to make a decision and finally landed on sushi of all things.
We went for sushi, but I really just want something to drink really bad. I ordered a Coke. I'm gonna down it in about 8 seconds. The drink special is tropical punch, which sounds right up my alley because all I seem to drink these days are, what do they call them? Rum punches. Yeah.
The food has arrived.
Yep, it's pretty tasty. Nice and saucy.
Looks delicious. This was Sushi Sun, and while on the pricier side, the rolls were pretty creative and the drink specials did not disappoint. We'll give this place 3 stars.
$700 pesos later, that's almost $40.
Yeah, this was the start of our snowball spending.
What do you do when you're about to haul out your boat and you need to eat all the food that you have before you go?
You buy more food.
Yeah, you go shopping and buy stuff. It's beer and pop and some vegetables. It doesn't count. The shopping sitch here in Puerto Penasco is very good, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Taxis are great.
Yeah, I agree.
After unloading the goods and briefly discussing our upcoming haul-out plans, we decided to check out the boatyard, and we tried to speculate where we'd fit in. We met some other cruisers in the yard for sundowners, and watched the party boats come in. These guys really know how to have a good time. The next morning, we got up early to explore the Malecon, thinking we'd escape the heat, but really there was no escape. Puerto Penasco was in the hundreds with ridiculous humidity, no matter what time of day it was.
We're kind of out at the point of Rocky Point. This is starting to get charming. It was pretty rough there for a while, huh, Kell?
Yeah. Lots of barbed wire in this town.
Yep. Right up next to the road. You can slice your arm pretty good if you're not paying attention. And we're having the adventure of a lifetime. Of a lifetime. You can get souvenirs like Fuzzy Buddies. They come in black and pink and tan and lighter tan. And they have big ones. Oddly, they're in pink. And these go along with it. You got the big
baby dick, mom's gone wild, baby boobies, butt pirate.
Okay, we get the idea.
Excuse me, sir, I really like your shorts. Where did you buy them? I don't think he speaks English. We'll just have to keep our eyes peeled, Kelly, because I'd love a pair. And the crazy part is I'd wear them all the time.
Yeah, that would actually be a really nice alternative to you running around in your underwear all the time. Hit us up on Patreon and help us buy Chris some pants.
This might be the most charming one I've seen thus far in Mexico. Kelly, go stand up there for scale. He's a big guy. Es el grande.
Luis Donaldo Colosio was a Mexican politician, economist, and Institutional Revolutionary Party presidential candidate who was assassinated during a very controversial campaign rally near Tijuana in 1994.
This is kind of the mouth of the Malecon here.
The city is known by two names, one in English, Rocky Point, and the other one in Spanish, Puerto Penasco, or Rocky Port. In 1826, retired Lieutenant Robert William Hale Hardy of the British Royal Fleet was sailing in this area searching for pearls and precious metals. He named the area Rocky Point. The name comes from a large quantity of solidified lava that hit the Gulf. Prior to the 1920s, this area was just a safe harbor for wandering fishermen who worked the upper Gulf of California. The main attraction for these fishermen was a fish called totoaba, which was not fished for its meat, but used as medicine. In the 1920s, John Stone from Ajo, Arizona came here to build a hotel casino to take advantage of people coming over the border to escape prohibition. He drilled a water well and set up a flight service from Phoenix and Tucson to bring in tourists to drink, gamble, and fish. It is said that Al Capone actually frequented the place. The business did well until Stone and the locals began to quarrel. Stone burned down the hotel and blew up the water well before he left. In the 1930s, a railroad was built to connect the Baja California to the rest of Mexico. The railroad line created new population centers and the initial layout of the city. Up until the 1990s, there had been little tourism here except for campers, fishermen, and those looking to take advantage of Mexico's legal drinking age of 18. The government joined with private investors to build condominiums and other facilities. The goal had been to take advantage of the area's proximity to the United States. The federal government contributed 2 billion pesos in infrastructure on roadways and an airport, and the area was declared a free zone, meaning foreigners could visit the area without a visa. After fishing, tourism is now the most important economic activity for the city.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
I found it, Kelly. I found what you've been looking for. AP Coffee Bar. Someone has been jonesing for a nice coffee all day.
All morning.
Oh yeah, this is the place.
This coffee house, AP Coffee Bar, is directly affiliated with an equine therapy program for children with disabilities. I'll throw a link in the description below.
There it is, Kelly. You happy now? It was good.
This was a lovely little break from the heat, but now we need to find a less distracting place to get some actual work done. So we cashed out and headed back towards the boatyard. This little oasis is the Cruiser's Lounge. It may not seem like much, but for us right now, this is basically the equivalent to paradise. With the luxurious amenities including AC, a donation bin, library, a full bathroom complete with private shower, free Wi-Fi, and a place to chill, this lounge checks all the boxes. Today I'm hanging out in the Cruiser's Lounge at Cabrella's yard, and it's got AC, which is nice, and internet most of the time, but not today. Fortunately, I downloaded everything I need to work. I am working on some lists of what we need to do to prepare for our haul out. And this is a daunting task that Chris and I must complete before a deadline. And that deadline is hard because that deadline is in about a week and a half, and that is our flight home. So we need to have everything dialed before then. We have a few projects we need to do before we actually get the boat out of the water, and then we have a mega list of things to tackle while we're on the hard. So, working on that list right now. It's pretty extensive. It's about 6 pages long. So this is a pretty cool spot. We have like all these other sailors who have pretty much done the same thing. People in the Sea of Cortez hauling out. Now that we've been out and done some sailing, we actually know some of these people on the wall, like SB Remedy over there. While I enjoyed the air-conditioned bliss of my new office, Chris headed back to the boat where conditions were slightly less desirable.
There's the head of our fish friend before. And now we have a freaking bird and extra garbage. It's real disgusting. Sadly, our time in Puerto Penasco is not all fun and games. We got to get the boat ready to be hauled out this Friday. So I've got a small checklist of things to do before we get there. Mostly what it'll be is getting the exterior and the inside ready to go on the travel lift. And then the rest of the stuff we'll do, like water maker install and bilge pump reassessment and things like that, we'll do once we're in the yard. Right now, I've got the dinghy out of the water, and it's developed a few little barnacles. Not bad, but I'm gonna scrape all these off, and then we will deflate it after we rinse it and clean it and scrub it, and then we'll stow it on deck.
After a long day of work, we were both really looking forward to a solid night's sleep. But in reality, this is my workstation today. Thank God we have AC up in here. Otherwise, I think I'd be dead. Living on a boat in this climate with the heat and humidity was seriously unbearable. I am so thankful to have this space to work out of during the day, but I dreaded coming home at night. We were running on E from not getting good night's sleep and scrambling to get my office hours in, and both of us preparing for our haul out. So many things to do, so little time. We rented a small apartment close to the yard for just $18 a night. This would give us a space to stage and sort all of our belongings and give us a break from the construction zone that the boat has once again become. A huge part of hauling out is cleaning, getting organized, eliminating any organic material, foods, and anything that would attract unwanted stowaways. Anyway, we were literally counting down the hours until we could get the apartment keys. Today we get the keys to our apartment, so we can start moving stuff in.
Yeah.
Like our clothes, and our foods, and
AC.
then we can have AC. Nice ponytail. Almost
Keep it
man
off your
bun
neck.
status.
Yeah, I can't quite do that yet. Although sadly, I'm looking forward to it in this week.
I know I am.
What?
A man bun.
You're looking forward to my man bun?
Yeah, you get a man bun, you get a nice beard going.
Yeah, and I could be a bohemian douche. We do have one stop to make before we get to the apartment. Kelly's been craving iced coffee. It's very cute in here, but no personas.
A few moments later.
Still no one here. Groovy music playing. It's really well appointed. It's nice.
Finally, the barista showed up, and we paid way too much for floofy coffee drinks. 85 pesos a piece. That's about $5 US. Cheaper than Starbucks, but still no bargain here.
Look at that, dude.
Thanks, dude.
One caramel frappe for the girl who never drinks caramel frappes until she gets to Mexico. I can't imagine why.
They're delicious. Giving Bestie's Pink Cafe 3 stars. We kept walking a little further and met our new landlady. Got the keys. Comes with a free cat.
Come on in. Welcome to our temporary crib.
Cool.
That's right.
It is cool in here.
Got a little, the AC unit.
Yes.
Deluxe shower.
Nice.
Sink.
Gosh.
Toilet.
Wow.
Comes with towels. TP.
Good, good.
And now you're in the master suite.
Baller.
This is all we need. The galley. I mean, the kitchen.
Yep, it's a kitchen now. We're on land.
Shot glasses. Yeah, that's our place for the next
Week.
Not 8 days.
Wow.
We just did 8 days. That's the longest we've spent in one place in a long time.
Yeah, we were pretty stoked about having this place at just $18 a day for the next 8 days.
Have you ever thought about the fact of just the sheer relative nature of your feelings right now? Let's say you're on a fancy honeymoon vacation and you walked into this place. Do you think you'd have the same level of joy and happiness in that scenario? But I will say, you do appreciate a lot less when you're in this situation. Dude, I just realized there's no TV here. F this place, you know? So we're happy to be here. We got to go back to the boat and get some stuff. Let's do that. What do you say?
Okay.
This is a sky bridge over the main road that goes through here. I have crossed this main road at this point several times, and never once have I used the sky bridge because I've never seen anyone else on it.
But here we are.
Thought we could give it a shot. Why not? The thing that really threw me are things like this. That one's a bit of a trick step. So there, we did it. We didn't die. Big success.
The apartment was very close to the yard, just about half a mile away. Really glad to have our trusty orange wagon. Oddly enough, we haven't had to use it at all since we've been out cruising. It's just been one more inconvenient thing to store on the boat up until now. We arrived at the marina, and of course, conditions were less than ideal.
Can't figure out what these birds are doing, but this guy's not dead. He keeps moving. And then there's more. Look at this. What's going on here? I've seen so many dead birds and fish floating in this marina. You okay, buddy? What is going on? It reminds me of someone that's stayed up all night and then he's sitting in the back of class trying to pay attention and he keeps nodding off. See? Gotta hustle. We've got the food, all the frozen and refrigerated things in this cart. And I don't think it's gonna last long. Kelly's still back at the boat, picking up the odds and ends. We'll probably have one more trip after this, I'm guessing, but this is the time-sensitive one.
Meanwhile, back at the boat,
have we mentioned it's hot here? It's hot here. My job right now is to get this place picked up and ready for tomorrow. So I'm gonna start cleaning, and I'm just gonna kind of work my way from front to back or back to front or whatever. It's gonna be a whole day. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop stalling and get to it.
Chris came back for me later and we went to meet the Boatyard manager, Salvador, to go over the details of our haul out tomorrow. Once that was done, we decided to take a taxi back with what we hoped to be our last haul. Our new apartment was now littered with laundry, but the kitten we accidentally adopted didn't seem to mind much at all. Later that evening,
So we got settled into our new apartment and checked the weather report because there was some stuff on the interwebs about something called the Chubasco. We haven't mentioned these before, I don't think, but basically what it is a pressure system building on the mainland of Mexico that blows across the Sea of Cortez at a very high level. Anyway, big one coming tonight. I'm gonna walk over to the marina and just make sure the drift is, you know, batten down the hatches and all of that stuff. It's quite the night scene down here. Lots of strip clubs.
You have arrived at your destination.
The decks are all clear. We're really only expecting 40 knots. This boat is already sat in a marina hanging out at 55 knots. We should be good to go. You got a spring line out and 2 headlines and 1 stern line. The last thing I was really worried about is we had collapsed and stored the dinghy back here, so now we've got a lot more secure stuff down in there. I closed my hatch too. So we'll say goodbye to Drifter for the evening and Mondingus. Good night, Mondingus. Back to the apartment and the AC. Drifter's as secure as we can make it.
about 2 hours later, the winds started to build. And we hit a whopping 40-knot gust. Keep watching for this week's blooper reel, sponsored by our patrons Lisa and Justin.
Can't tell you my list because we did this once before and Kelly stole all of my answers. Yep, so I've been eating a lot of cereal like a child. We just got to figure out where we're going because I didn't see any human bodies. Maybe it's just a big myth and no one actually shows up to these things. And then there's firearm shooting over here where you can shoot.
I'm in the cruiser's lounge today at Cabrillas. I'm in the cruiser's lounge. Chris, what happened to the back of your neck?
But there's AC, did I mention that?
Yeah.
The cat's name is Commander Peaches. If you want to hear a confession,
Sure.
she asked me to put this on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was taking the cap off, I panicked and it fell into the water. So the cap is inside this thing right here.
God.